Hi, thanks for joining me today, Thursday, July 2nd. It's finally happened. Ghislaine Maxwell, the former girlfriend and longtime associate of the disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein, was arrested Thursday on criminal charges linked to his alleged sex trafficking operation, according to a law enforcement official. Maxwell was accused in an indictment of helping Epstein recruit, groom, and ultimately abuse multiple girls, including one as young as 14. Ms. Maxwell also faces perjury charges. The arrest came nearly a year after Epstein was charged in a federal indictment with sexually exploiting and abusing dozens of underage girls at his mansion in Manhattan, his estate in Palm Beach, Florida, and other locations. Now, the powers that be want us to believe that last August Epstein hung himself in jail while awaiting trial, but nobody believes the official story. If it were smart, I'd be putting out merchandise right now. Ghislaine didn't kill herself, or Maxwell didn't kill herself, because we can see where this is going. I can't believe that she was hanging out in Massachusetts. It makes no sense to me. If you're worth millions of dollars and you're wanted by the FBI, sticking around the U.S., probably not a great idea. This brings up all kinds of certain theories, and I'll leave you to speculate on those in the comments. By the way, from what I saw, her name is pronounced Ghislaine. That's how she said it. I think in French it's pronounced a little differently, but in English it's pronounced G, like with a hard G, Lane. So Ghislaine Maxwell arrested today. We'll just have to see what happens. Your GPS just got slightly better. SpaceX, the space exploration company headed up by Elon Musk, has just given satellite navigation a boost. On Tuesday, the company launched a Falcon 9 rocket for its first United States Space Force mission. On board was a Global Positioning System satellite, more commonly known as GPS. The mission sent up 3 satellites for the new GPS3 project, a major upgrade to the constellation used by people around the world to find their way. GPS3, Lockheed Martin explains, will make GPS 3 times more accurate. Accuracy would increase from 28 inches to a very precise 9 inches. Now, this is another win for Elon Musk. SpaceX, they were able to get this up, and this is part of the new Space Force, right? But that's pretty incredible with the GPS that they're going to get the accuracy down to 8 inches. That's really crazy. You can think of all kinds of applications, potential applications that are going to come about because of this new era of GPS. 24 dead in attack on drug rehab center in Mexico, from the Los Angeles Times. Gunmen burst into an unregistered drug rehabilitation center in central Mexico and opened fire Wednesday, killing 24 people and wounding 7, authorities said. Police in the center state of Guanajuato said the attack occurred in the city of Irapuato. 3 of the 7 wounded were reported to be in serious condition. Apparently, the attackers shot everyone at the rehab center. State police said no one was abducted. Photos purporting to show the scene suggest those at the center were lying down and were sprayed with bullets. Guanajuato is the scene of a bloody turf battle between the Jalisco cartel and a local gang, and the state has become the most violent in Mexico. No motive was given in the attack, but the governor said drug gangs appear to have been involved. Yeah, no kidding. So, yeah, mass killings don't stop even during a pandemic. This is a scary story. And this took place in Guanajuato, Mexico. I've been there. It's a lovely area. I'm not sure I'd want to go right now. If I could, its border's still closed. Lockdown, loneliness. COVID-19 quarantine has a quarter of adults feeling like they have no friends. Disheartening survey reveals nearly 4 in 10 people experience days without talking to a single person. It's well documented that loneliness is on the rise in recent years. The coronavirus pandemic only adds to the problem, leaving many across the globe struggling mentally. Perhaps no better proof is a recent survey of 2,000 British adults, which finds that 1 in 4 people feel like they have absolutely no friends nowadays. Moreover, 20% admit they've never felt more isolated than over the past 3 months. Forget the virus. 10% say isolation is the hardest part of this entire pandemic. Now, even before the pandemic started, 25% of respondents said they would often go days on end without speaking to anyone. Fast forward to today, and 37% have recently experienced days in which they've not had contact with a single person. According to the survey, older adults seem to be hit the hardest by loneliness. Close to 75% of surveyed adults over the age of 55 say they've struggled mentally during the pandemic. Despite this troubling statistic, 2/3 also admit they haven't tried to speak to anyone about how they're feeling. People living alone are particularly feeling the effects of the loneliness bug. Since the UK lockdown started on March 23rd, respondents who live alone have gone an average of 11 days without talking to anyone. Now, I can really relate to this story about loneliness. I live by myself, or I live with my dog, and she doesn't talk back much to me. I'll go days without seeing anyone in person. I go to the grocery store maybe once a week. Outside of that, I'm by myself. Now, I do have people that I talk with on the phone or video chat, things like that. Occasionally, I'll see my neighbor when I'm walking my dog, and we'll talk as well. But the important thing from this story is that so many people that are feeling lonely don't tell anyone else about that. And I think that if you have a problem or if you have an issue, you need to at least share that with someone else. And so if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling isolated, you do need to reach out. Most people are not reaching out at all. So if you feel that way, please reach out to someone else, because if they don't know, they can't help you. This story is from Yahoo. The secluded retreat offers guests a once-in-a-lifetime stay in an entirely private glass bubble nestled in the remote wooded area of the forest near Reykholt, southern Iceland. Social distancing certainly won't be a problem here. Forget the city, forget work, and enjoy watching the Aurora Borealis dance for you. We can, of course, not guarantee you will see the lights, but if you show up, you will have a magical night. Now, I did go down a rabbit hole on these bubble hotels. Apparently, they're all over the world in beautiful locations. You can go to tropical islands that have these glass bubble hotels, and it seems like an awesome vacation. I would like to put that on the list of things to do. It's difficult because I try to end these newscasts with a positive story, and it's really hard to find a positive story these days. So if you come across a positive story, you can send me a link to it. I'd appreciate it. But let me know your thoughts about any of these stories in the comments. Have an awesome day. Peace.